Welcome to the Motormouth YouTube channel. I'm Zach.
I'm Andrea.
And there's been a lot of speculation around the new Toyota RAV4. Wait a second, you just clicked on this and it said CR-V. So a lot of speculation the new RAV4 is going to be shown. So this is kind of Honda's answer to that.
Well, I think that Honda needed some sort of a refresh for 2026. So why don't we take you through some of the new features that they have added, including technology, which I think is exactly where Honda needed to be. The base model of the CR-V initially had wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. They have now, with this new model, they're giving you a standard 9-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. They needed to be there with that 100%. There is also an available 10.2-inch digital driver display as well.
All right, before we move on, if there is a RAV4 that is shown, I'm going back to RAV4.
Okay.
If there is a RAV4 that's shown, we will put a link in the description and put a card here, right here, so you can watch that video. All right, so if you look at the cadence of when they bring out a new CR-V, it isn't always in lockstep with what Toyota does with RAV4, their biggest competitor. It usually comes around 18 months to 2 years later. So I'm thinking, Andrea, this is a placeholder CR-V to get them to that all-new model, probably as a 2027 model, I'm guessing.
Well, I think that Honda has done some really great things with the CR-V, especially the hybrid. One of the things is that it's available, so it has sold really well. In Canada, they never offered a base model hybrid, and both Zach and I thought that was a real miss. The US always got that sport hybrid. Well, Canada has added it. So obviously, we don't know what the pricing is for this 2026 model, but it will be nice for consumers to be able to get into a hybrid at a more affordable price point. We don't have the pricing yet for the 2026 model, but we do expect a price increase as there are more standard features. As a reference, the 2025 CR-V all-wheel drive gas model starts at just under $42,500 in Canada and just over $31,500 in the US. The CR-V hybrid starts at just over $51,000 in Canada and just over $36,000 in the US because you have that lower sport trim.
Their pricing overall has been high for CR-V, and when COVID, you remember COVID? When COVID hit and all the prices of cars went through the roof, Honda was out of the gate first. They put their prices up quite dramatically. Ironically, a lot of other brands have kind of caught up to them, but it's great news. The top touring model CR-V hybrid has sold even with a high price. So this sport one will be definitely welcome for people who like the idea of a CR-V but are missing out on the hybrid fuel economy.
For sure, and availability is the big one. Even some of our viewers were looking at the RAV4 hybrid, but the wait time was too long, so they went to the CR-V hybrid, and they really don't regret it. Another thing that Honda has added for 2026 is a CR-V TrailSport. We see it with the Honda Pilot and, of course, the Passport. These sorts of rugged and bold designs are what consumers are looking for, so I think that's a great addition.
I wouldn't be going doing any serious off-roading with a CR-V, but we've seen this trend in the auto industry. Even if people only take it to take their kids to school, ballet practice, and the mall, and to work, of course you gotta go to work, they like that attitude that it could do something a little bit more rugged, even though majority, I would say the vast majority of people are never gonna utilize it. So they're leaning into it.
They're definitely leaning into it, and other manufacturers are doing the same. We spoke to Nissan about this with the Rogue, and they said we're going to be there as well because people like that rugged look, even though they'll never go off-road. And this TrailSport model has a unique ash green color, which is exclusive to TrailSport. It looks good. Green has become very popular, but it also has a unique front fascia, black exterior accents, including the door handles, a silver skid garnish, and 18-inch all-terrain wheels, which Honda says will give you better traction.
Yeah, so the all-terrain tires are definitely something that's going to help if you're going any gravel roads or even for winter driving. Now, the trend to smaller wheels with bigger sidewalls on the tires is a plus even if you never go off-road, because the thicker sidewall on the side of the tire is your first impact for absorption for the suspension. So it will give you a smoother ride. So if you're somebody that likes a smoother ride, even though you're never going to take it off-road, I'm not saying you're never going to, but most people won't, this might be a good option.
Moving to the interior of the TrailSport model, you've got TrailSport badging. And one good thing about this model is it does come with the 10.2-inch digital driver display. Some people may really like that because standard on the CR-V is a 7-inch multi-information display.
Okay, so Honda is, in my opinion, giving us kind of a placeholder upgrade until they get to an all-new model, which is great. And you know why? I'll say in its defense, I call it the Swiss Army knife of SUVs. It's bigger than most of its competitors. It has really good functionality in the first and second row, excellent cargo space, and the hybrid is a better driver than Toyota's RAV4. Like, we actually prefer driving it for the way it feels and the way it accelerates. So it does a lot of things really well. Does it absolutely shoot the lights out in one category? No, but it does everything well.
And there's no change to the powertrains. The hybrid still has the 2-liter 4-cylinder with a 2-motor hybrid system. It's matched to an eCVT and gets a combined 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. Gas model, 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder matched to a CVT, 190 horsepower and 179 pound-feet of torque.
Yeah, the CVT, for some people, they don't like it, but the vast majority of people who buy cars with CVTs, they don't even know, or they don't even care. It's only the enthusiast crowd that makes a big deal about that.
Look, I am disappointed, and I know that there are some of you who are also disappointed because you were looking at this refresh to add some of those features that the CR-V is already missing. Ventilated front seats, a 360 camera, a panoramic sunroof, and a height adjustment on the passenger seat. None of that has been added.
The interesting thing is the previous model of the CR-V was available with a pano roof, and then they got rid of it. So it's one of those things that, is there enough market demand for it? I would think there is.
Well, we look at the RAV4. In the US, there is an available panoramic sunroof. In Canada, only a moonroof. Look, when the new one comes out, do we know if Canada will get the panoramic sunroof? No, we'll wait and see. But what I can tell you about the current RAV4 is it does get all of those features that the CR-V is missing. Ventilated front seats, the 360 camera. And when we drove the RAV4, we complained enough that we needed a height adjustment on the passenger seat, and Toyota added it.
So the Honda CR-V is, we're actually going to get a chance to drive it soon, right?
We're excited about that.
Yeah, so we're going to get to drive this TrailSport. I'm sure on that program they're going to have us doing a little bit off-roading.
I'm sure.
I'm not sure how aggressive it'll be. It'll probably just be kind of a gravel road, but I'm okay with that. I think it'll be kind of fun to see it. I love the new color, and the tech update, especially in the dash, is welcome. So they're making incremental changes. We'll see maybe in 18 months what they come up with for a new model, but there it is. It's the updated 2026 CR-V TrailSport. Are you going to take yours off-road? I'd love for you to type below and let us know.
Yes, we're going to be driving it at the end of June, so we look forward to sharing our driving impressions of the 2026 CR-V. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe. We'll see you next time.